What's up guys, welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it is all about classic bodybuilding, and I just made my breakfast. But since I'm in prep, what we will be doing is not eat the breakfast right away, but of course do some fasted cardio beforehand in the form of, for example, walking or cycling, whatever it is that is necessary to burn off some extra fat before the start of the actual day with a meal. And that's always worked for me very well for all my preps, and of course this one is no different. And every single prep, the goal is to get just a little bit drier and more conditioned near the end. And Dexter is playing a little bit with his clay, practicing the shapes, as you can see.
So I can.
But yes guys, I'm very excited. Prep is going very well. I already lost 4 kilos in about 3 and a little weeks, which is quite a lot for me because I'm never really going super far out in terms of body fat in the off season. But anyway, yeah, let's get on with the day. Strapping in little Dexter and Bobby in this, how is it called? Babu bicycle. And I just have a regular one, of course. So I hope you can hear this by the wind, but this is of course a great way in the Netherlands to also do your cardio. We do this quite a lot during the week to get even some groceries. A true Dutch environment. This is about, a few stretch of a few kilometers, which you can simply cycle all the way. It feels great on the legs, and if I could choose between this cardio and any cardio in the gym, I would choose this any day of the week. What do we have here? Straight from the farm.
Oh yeah?
Oh,
Yummy, yummy.
And we just returned home for this delicious breakfast, so we ended up cycling for about 35-40 minutes, so that's a nice amount of cardio done. But let's enjoy this and then go to the gym. We have arrived at the gym, and today is a fun day because it's a chest day, guys. And the first movement is going to be this incline Smith machine bench press, one of my favorites. But the incline will be very, not very high, not steep at all. Normally it's at about 45 degrees. We're gonna go around 15-20 degrees to make sure we hit the upper pecs, but not too much of the front delts. And I actually greased up these 2 bars right here because I thought I was getting weaker on this movement, but in fact, it was actually getting dirty in this thing, which means more resistance, but you couldn't see it by the weight itself. So now it should feel lighter, more fluent, more smooth, so let's go. If you want to progress in your physique, guys, you gotta keep it healthy, especially the joints and the tendons, because if those are messed up, that's where everything starts and ends. So the muscles can only grow if the foundation is healthy. Every time I'm increasing the weight by 10 kilos aside, because this is the first movement, and after this movement all the other exercises don't require as much warm-ups, but this one always does, guys. Especially with chest, you really gotta warm up the shoulders, even the elbows and the elbow joint, because right now I've been having this for I think 2 years or so, that I feel a little bit of irritation in the elbow. And it only comes alive with heavier weights, but you want to prevent the pain from coming, because when you feel the pain, that's when the inflammation starts. So what I'm going to do is wear some elbow sleeves to release the pressure off of the elbow itself. And you know, you sacrifice a little bit of tricep activation, but you don't want to sacrifice the joint in its entirety, because then you can't train at all. When this stretch feels very easy, which it does right now, then you know that your rotator cuffs are in a healthy position, and that's very good, because then the risk that you're going to injure them is very low. So you always want to test it out with this stretch, even if you don't have any shoulder irritation. That's why I like a sit machine, guys. You can go to failure and nothing to worry about. So guys, I used to say, like at the beginning of my career, I said, go for the combination of strength and a pump. And then I went through a period where I said it's all about progressive overload, where the pump comes automatically, but sometimes it doesn't really come that much or that severely. And now I kind of go back to what I said at the beginning. First focus on strength right here at the first working set, and then the working sets afterwards, and even the exercises afterwards. You can focus more on getting blood flow into the muscle, but combining it with logging the lifts so that you know exactly what you did last time in order to beat those reps that wait to get a pump with even heavier weights. And that to me is the best combination for muscle growth, especially for a group like the chest, for me personally. Next movement is going to be the chest press. We're going to do a medium grip. As you can see, this grip is quite wide. You can hold it all the way here, but also here. And if you do this, you get a very large stretch, but also stress on the shoulders if you do it very heavy. And here, you can tuck your elbows in a bit more, you know, retract your shoulder blades a bit more, feels a bit more safe to do this movement. So I'm going to do it that way and still get a very good stretch here, good contraction here, because the handles, as I always say, they converge together, which is what you want in a chest movement like this. We had around 2 to 3 minutes rest, and this is a question I get often as well. How much rest do I need in between sets? So when I make a workout plan for someone, I actually do tell them how to measure the amount of rest you need in between sets, because it's not a set number, it's not 1, it's not 2, it's not 3 minutes. It's the amount of time you need until you feel recovered. So heart rate needs to be below like 100, at least low enough for you to catch your breath. You don't have to breathe heavy anymore. You don't feel lactic acid in a muscle anymore. So just feel ready mentally and physically to do this set again. If it takes 1 minute, that's fine. If it takes 5 minutes, that's fine. Doesn't matter. Everybody is different in this way. And this is one of the biggest things that made me grow a lot more throughout these last few years, especially the bigger muscle groups like the back and the legs. They need more rest, and it is counterintuitive to rest for 5 minutes and then only then start the movement. But trust me, if you have a good pre and intra workout with plenty of electrolytes, like salt, Himalayan pink salt for example, sodium, but also the carbs. The pump will not go away, and if it even goes away for a little bit, it comes straight back as soon as you start the next set, so don't worry about that. Enough resting for now though, because I feel very energized again, so let's go. Okay, so cable flies you can do in several different ways. You can do them standing up, you can do them low to high for the upper chest, you can do them from the top or from the middle and from the bottom as I just said, but also the incline version on a bench. So if you don't have a pec deck, if you don't have a fly machine with even the free weights which I used to do back at Van Drunen, my first gym, then you can also do it in this way. So simply use cables like this, and now we're going to hope this is not too long, and with this I need my arms, that's gonna hit the stack on the ground, but I don't think so. And now we can do a set right until failure from the first set and the second set only. Let's go. Alrighty guys, it's time for the side delts. As always, I train the side delts right after the chest. So we're gonna start with 2 dumbbells and going to do a working set right away. This doesn't require a warm-up right now, so let's go. The only way you can do this exercise right is if you feel the lactic acid buildup, guys. Otherwise, you will never create big shoulders, in my opinion. It's not about the heavy weights, it's about, right now when I feel this, it already feels empty. All the oxygen has been used up, and that's why lactic acid is being formed. And that's what you want to feel when you want to grow a relatively small muscle group of your body to become bigger. Okay, so what is so interesting about a regular rope pushdown? Well, the execution won't be different, but we're actually going to do more pushdown variations than before, and for one major reason. The rope pushdown or any other pushdown variation actually works the long head the most, quite a lot in fact. With triceps, we always thought the overhead movement like this worked the long head the most, but actually the stretch there is great. The contraction there is, well, you can get a contraction, but it's nowhere near as great as with this one. And guess what? With the triceps, the contraction part is as important, if not even more important, than the complete stretch. Because it has been proven that if you do an overhead movement with a complete stretch, it does not target the long head as much as just a push-down variation. I never really felt overhead movements that greatly, apart from some, which I'll continue to do of course, but I always felt the push-downs and the close grip bench press the most. And I'm gonna continue to do that because that brings me the most connection, the best pump in the tricep. So let's not talk anymore and let's do the movement. closed grip bench press. I say it like it's normal to do it on a Smith machine, but it's not actually. A lot of people, me included, used to do this with a free weight. But as you see, in the last couple of months, I barely touched the free weight bench press at all. Well, the reason number one is I already built up the mass I need to with those kind of compounds, and they bring me more risk of injury, so more fatigue compared to the stimulus I get from a movement. And this, it allows you to really press upwards, not having to worry about failing, no needing a spotter, no need to balance the bar out. So let's go. That's why I like to do it as the last tricep movement, because now the triceps are tired already and the chest is also working, but the triceps still fill before the chest because the isolation's already fatigued the triceps enough. We're going to fill it with a relatively light weight. Man, that was a great workout, guys, and I'm very excited because probably you'll see it in the next video where I actually weigh myself, but I actually weighed below 124 kilos already, which is quite light for me, but I've already lost above 4 kilos in just 3 to 4 weeks, so that's great, because the food of course has been going down, but it's still quite high for what I'm used to. But with my coach Stefan Kienzel, or Boss of Outlaw, things are going really well. I trust him 100%, and he wants me very conditioned. I want myself very conditioned, but this time, guys, the combination of the fullness and the conditioning is what we need on stage, combined with, of course, the presentation, and that'll all happen on stage at the Arnold Classic UK, I can promise you that. And the entire prep will be documented up until the very last day. Okay, it's time for the post-workout shake, which is actually 100 grams of cream of rice, 40 grams of whey isolate, and that's it. Nothing too complicated. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out vintagegenetics.com for everything I'm wearing, and a lot more old school clothing. New items coming. Thank you again for watching, and don't forget to stay golden.